Brent just brought something up that I know about, but we've noticed a lot of people don't know about, and that's this. This is the inner axle seal, okay? So most four-wheel drivers, I mean, they're used to replacing the rest of the seals, aren't they?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah, a little bit of a... When you get the Terrain Tamer kit, you get, for wheel bearings, if you get the full kit, you get the bearings, you get the seals, you get the flange seals, you get everything, and you get these, okay, which are the inner axle seals. But what can happen, mate?
Well, it's an important one because if these aren't replaced, like all seals, they gradually go
hard,
and then they start wearing away on, in this case, the axle shaft.
Yeah.
And you'll see, just have a feel of that. There's a little groove that starts to form there.
Yep.
It may seem insignificant, but that's crucial in regards to the grease and packing the grease and holding the grease. If there's that groove there, then that grease will gradually get washed away, particularly if you're doing river crossings like you guys have been doing the last few days. And then suddenly, if that gets washed away, we start getting crunching, we start getting a whole bunch of issues. And if you don't change your wheel bearings and the grease after that point, then it can even weld itself to the axle.
So you can get water into a diff through the diff, you know, often through the pinion seal, especially on the front axle, you know, because it's not something people look at a lot. And you can get water in this way through your felt seals and everything else, which, you know, most of us are fully aware of. But we've seen here down at Terrain Tamer a couple of really nasty ditches in axles. This one here, that's out of a 105.
It is, yeah. So it's a little bit more pronounced.
It's really
a bit
pronounced.
more to explain, but most four-wheel drivers would think, oh, look, it's still perfectly fine. Just put it back in there.
It's not broken. Yeah. But this is the whole thing, okay? It's just one more thing you need to be aware of. Certainly, get the full kit, replace the inner axle seal, okay? But have a look at the axle. And if your mechanic tells you you've got an issue, you've got a groove, do something about it. Otherwise, there's no point having the inner and the outer seal at all, because it's not going to. Grit's going to trap underneath here. Eventually, it's going to wreck the axle. So, as a preventative measure, it's probably going to add a couple of grand, isn't it, really, to the cost?
Yeah.
If you're doing the whole lot?
If you're doing the whole lot. But the big expense is the 6 hours of work it takes to pull all this down both sides and to pack it all back up. So once you've got it all down, if you've got an issue like this, you're better to fix it all now because you're going to have to repack it anyway rather than come back in a couple of months and fix it again. So.
And if you want to know more about this, have a look at the Terrain Tamer full bearing kit for the front end because it's got absolutely everything in it, including these. Crucial.